Hey guys, and how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing great. I am doing great. So on this video, everything is different because it's a sit down video. I have my uniform on. For you guys that don't know, I'm in the Navy. I'm in the greatest Navy in the world. That's the US Navy, USN. So on this video, I'll be talking about, like some of the questions that people have been asking me about the military, my experience, and everything. So all the questions are here. I tried to write them and post them like here on the wall so that I'm able to kind of like answer them without like looking on my phone or somewhere else, instead of even writing them on a notebook or something. So can we dive into this? I hope you guys will like this video, will comment, share, like, subscribe too, and make sure that you guys are turning on the notification bell so that in case or every time I post a video here, you guys will be notified and you will be able to watch my videos and engage with my videos. So let's dive into this. So this is just random, so I just take them randomly, but for now I just looked at the first question here, and somebody asked me, like, must you be able to swim? Like I mentioned, I'm in the US Navy, and what the Navy means, it means that everything water, like we are the military that deals with going to the water and everything, all kind of stuff. And yeah, you should be able to swim before you even go to boot camp. You are supposed to be able to swim, or if you're not able to swim, at least when you get there, try your best, because they will teach you. On my experience, I didn't know how to swim. So what happened is I went to training, and when we went to, like, for them to check us, or to, yeah, to actually like check if we know how to swim, they asked us, like, who's able to swim, and people raised their hands, and who's not able to swim, other people raised their hands, including me, because I was so confident that I don't know how to swim. First of all, I had a lot of phobia with water, like, oh, something just fell. So I have a lot of phobia with water, and I just don't like large water bodies. So that's a phobia I used to have, but right now I'm better than I used to be. So you should be able to swim. So they called us and they were like, if you don't know how to swim, you guys sit on this side, and those that know how to swim sit on the other side. And those who are able to swim, they did their test and they passed. And those of us that didn't know how to swim, they started training us on the first day. So we started training, and for me, I think I went 7 times, and it's not fun. It's not fun. That's why I'm saying, if you guys um, can actually train how to swim, at least know the backstrokes, make sure you can survive in water, like, like try to make yourself survive in water or some stuff like that, you should be good to go. So that was the first question. If you must be able to know how to swim, that's the first question. The second question, just randomly, maybe I should put this right here so I don't mix them. The second question that somebody asked me was, what do I do in the Navy? I'm a logistics specialist in the Navy, and I love my job so much, like extremely so much, because it's one of the easiest job, and we are the supply in the ship, or even in shore duty. Like right now, I'm in shore duty, so that means I'm not attached to any ship. And soon I'll be going to sea, which means I'll be attached to a ship. And every time they go underway, I will be going with them. And every time they go on deployment, which my ship will be going on deployment soon, then I should be going in that deployment. Yeah, it's not gonna be fun. Maybe it's gonna be fun. Who knows? Everybody has their, and everybody, experience differently, because I've had so many people. My boyfriend is also in the Navy, and he's attached to the ship, and he actually likes the ship. And yeah, so it depends. Who knows? I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I'm just gonna go and experience, and I'll be sure to come back here and tell you guys my experience. So that's what I do in the Navy. I'm an LS, and what we do is just supply and do inventory, all that good stuff. Another question I got asked is, what's the level of education that you're supposed to have for the people that have, like studied here? I'm not very sure, but at least have finished your high school. And for people that are not here, your grades should be equivalent to the US standards of education. So they will convert that and see if you are eligible. So that's how I actually joined the military. I came here with my Kenya high school certificate, and with my Kenya high school certificate, what I did, actually not me, but my brother, what he did, I don't know what he did, but he paid somewhere to get those points um, converted to be equivalent to the United States, standards of education. And I don't think they have like the requirements for like grades or something. I don't think so. But if, for example, you have a master's, and master's is from here or maybe from other country, they could check and see if they could, give you some points out of that, or some college credit, stuff like that. And you could actually go OCS. OCS is an officer path. Like, for example, I'm on the enlisted path. So there's officer and there's enlisted, which is for officers. Uh, yeah, so the level of education is simply that. I don't know how well I can explain that, but I hope you guys understood what I just said. Does height matter? Yes. Yes, your height matter. No, no, your height doesn't matter, because I am 4'11". I'm super short to actually join the military from Kenya, the country that I'm from. I'm really short, and people are not recruited if you are of my height. But here they recruit everybody. So I've seen people shorter than me, even people, of high rank that are shorter than me. So a height is not a requirement, but weight is. If your height doesn't go with your weight, then you will not be qualified. Those are some disqualifications that will tell you to go and work on on your weight. Try to lose weight so that your age and height can go together. So, for example, I'm 4'11", and my maximum height should be, no, I'm 4'11" in height, but my maximum weight should be 135. Is it? I think 135, 136. If I pass that when I'm joining the military, then that means I will not be qualified. They will tell me to go, try to lose weight and try to work out. When I was joining, my weight was 136. I was actually at the maximum. I almost never joined, because when I came here, I started eating so much, and most of the foods here are processed and stuff like that. So I gained weight a lot, and I'm that one person who has very low metabolism. So it really doesn't help to eat and not gain weight. So yeah, your weight matters, your height doesn't matter. Um, I have been talking about ASVAB, and people have been asking me, like, what's ASVAB? ASVAB is that test that you do before you join the military to kind of gauge you on what you can do and what you can't do. So it's a test that you sit for when you talk to a recruiter, and they start your process, and then when they like on the way, as they do your process, you will do an ASVAB test which is going to determine what kind of a job. Because first of all, there's so many jobs in the military. Like there's so many. Especially, let me talk about the Navy because I'm more familiar with the Navy. There are over 100 jobs in the Navy, maybe over 120 jobs in the Navy. And jobs that come, like I was reading a nav admin that said that there's now a new rate. So jobs, we call them rates here. The rank, we call them, like your level of, work is called the rank, or your level of superiority, something like that, is called the rank. So I was actually reading the nav admin, that's the Navy administration, where they put all the new stuff and regulation stuff like that. And there's a new rate that is coming up. So every day or every time they try to bring more rates so that they can accommodate more people. And this is the big Navy. So as well as that test that you do to gauge on what job you can do in the Navy. Like for example, I had like for my score that I scored in the ASVAB, I had like 17 jobs to choose from, which means I really scored very well. I scored very well, so I had like 17 jobs to choose from. And the first job that I chose was retail specialist. And then I sat down with my brother and I was like, this is not really the job. He was like, no, this is not really the job that you want to do. It's not a bad job, but I think logistics specialist is a job you can do, and I think you will do it well. Someone else also asked, becoming a US citizen. Like, how can you become a US citizen? So, to become a US citizen, you are either born here or you came here with a green card and stayed for, I think, 5 years or 10 years, something like that. And then that's how you gain your citizenship. Your spouse can do that for you if he's a citizen, and you can join the military if you don't want that to take long. For example, one of the reasons I joined the military is to, you know, get get citizenship. I came here with we migrated to the US with a family visa, so we had green cards. We didn't play the DV lottery, so this is different. We didn't play the DV lottery. It's different. We migrated to the US and my mom filed for us. We're below 21 years old. And if you're below 21 years old and your mom or parent or guardian is a US citizen or a permanent resident, then they can file for you. So my mom was then a permanent resident. That's how we were able to be filed under her. Another question is, somebody asked, what are the sites that you can apply? This is a good question. Good question, because I have seen so many people tell me that they've seen, you know, newspapers, not newspapers because newspapers will not do that, like websites sending them or telling them that they can join the Navy or they can join the US military when they're actually not here. No, you can't do that. You have to be here to apply for. And if you're here, just call your nearest like recruiter in your county, in your state. Like for example, let's say you are in Pennsylvania, just call somebody. Just go to Google and type the Navy, and they will show you on their website. Like, call your nearest recruiter, and what you will do is put your zip code, put your name there, and put your contact information so that they will be able to get back to you. So no sites to apply if you are not in the US. Unfortunately, you have to be here. Someone else also asked, like, how can I join? To join, you have to be here. You have to be a citizen of the US or a permanent resident, and you must meet all the requirements. You must meet all the requirements. But the main ones are, you have to be here and as a citizen or a permanent resident. I think these questions are repairing themselves. But also somebody else, how can I apply while I'm in Nigeria? There's no way you apply from Nigeria. There is no way. In the US military, I don't even think in any other military that you can apply from any sites or you can apply from there. You have to be here and you have to call somebody. You have to call somebody. Or when you fill out your information, because when you go to the Navy website and try to fill out your information, somebody will have to call you because there's recruiters every day. And that's how you will get to, talk to somebody and tell them that you want to join and or stuff like that. And they will tell you this is what, they will guide you. They will guide you and they will tell you what you need and what's needed. Uh, okay. Okay, somebody asked where they can get the recruiter. So the recruiter, like I just mentioned, you just go to the Navy websites or how you can apply for the Navy. Just go type, how can I apply for the Navy? The list will come out and then you'll be able to fill out your information and somebody will call you. Which month do they recruit? They recruit every day. They recruit every day, and people ship depends on how many people you are in your state, in your not even state, how many people you are in your town, like say for example, or the place that you live, the county that you live, or the town that you live. Depends on how many people, and they will also ship you to maps, not even ship to maps. They will take you to maps and you'll find other people who have come from different places in your state, and that's how now talking about that, let me mention about how we went through maps. So me and my sister are in the Navy and we joined about the same time. We were actually supposed to join the same day, but the plane got full. That's what I was told. So first of all, I was very reluctant on why I should join the military. First of all, I came to the US. That was not my plan. My plan was to work just like anybody else. In my mind, nothing crossed like I will ever join the military, like nothing ever. So we were sitting down with my brother. I have mentioned this in my other videos. I have two other videos, I think three, that I have talked about how I joined the military. So we sat down, and so my brother was like, you guys come here, let's talk about this. Let's know what was forward. So we were talking and he was showing us on, the benefits of joining the military and actually staying outside without joining the military when we wanted to go to school, because I also wanted to go to school. Did I even want to go to school? I'm lying. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to go to school. My sister wanted to go to school. I don't like school. I'm in school right now. The Navy is paying for my school, but I don't like school. So he was talking to us and he was telling us, because he's been here for about since 2019, almost 15 years for real. So yeah, he was telling us, and then we were like, yeah, let's think about it. And then we decided that my sister decided that she wanted to join the Navy, but I was so reluctant on doing that. But then, boom, here we are. But we didn't want to join the Navy. We wanted to join the Air Force, and that's the first person that we called. We called the Navy recruiter. But then I think something happened because I was still new, naive. I didn't know what was happening. I was new in the US. Everything, my brother was doing everything for us. So I think he called the Navy or the Air Force recruiter first, and then the Air Force recruiter transferred or referred him to the Navy recruiter, and that's how we got ourselves in the Navy. So yeah, just call, which yeah, they recruit every day. That's I almost forgot because something has distracted me on this phone. But yeah, that's my story. Can I apply while in Kenya, just like I mentioned about Nigeria? No, you cannot. You have to be here. So somebody asked what my rank is. I'm a petty officer, that class. I'm trying not to, twang a lot because you guys might not understand. But okay, so I'm a petty officer, that class, and yeah, I'm almost this coming September. I'm supposed to sit for an petty officer second class exam, which is gonna be good. I hope I pass so I get that rank, 2 chevrons. So I'll be getting two chevrons if I make it. If I don't make it, I'll stay with it, and then until I make it the next cycle. Yeah. And I got my rank back November 2023. Can I join with work visa? No, you cannot join with work visa. And actually, let me tell you guys about the requirements to join the US military. It's one of the questions that I have here. I think it's the one that just fell down. So the requirements to join the US military, all the military, including the army, the marine, because somebody else has asked me about the marines and the other branches of the military. So the US military has Navy, Air Force, Marine, Army, Coast Guard, and Space Force. So those are the main military. They're actually the only military branches in the US. And for them, you have to be, to qualify, you have to be either a US citizen or a permanent resident with a green card, a valid green card. Green card. So be a US citizen with a valid green, or a permanent resident with a valid green card. So because that's how we were permanent residents with valid green cards, and that's how we were able to join. If you don't have that, you don't even need to call anybody because you do not qualify. Those are the two main requirements. The other requirements are, you have to be of age, like between, like for the Navy, is between 17 and 41 years old. If you are below 17, you can't join, and that's, you have a waiver. But I don't think they have a waiver for that. If you are above 41 years old, unless you have a waiver, you cannot join. I think from what I've heard, you can have a waiver to actually join after 41 years old. Not very sure. I will go back and see, and then I will make sure to write that down here. But yeah, you have to have a waiver for that. Another thing is that you must be able to run, you must be of good health. Some of the things that could disqualify you is your health. If you're not of good health, if your health is not really, it's like deteriorating deteriorating or something. If your health is not really, good, then you can't join. Your health has to, yeah. And then something else that can disqualify you, if you have been in jail or you're about to go in jail, or you have been convicted of, you know, all that bad stuff, criminal something, you can't join this. And then I think asthma is one of the things that you can't join with. If you actually got asthma after your 13-year age, yeah, I think so. I'll write that down too, so that you guys will know what can disqualify you from that. Also, if you're about to get deported, then you cannot join the military, because how are you gonna join the military when you're getting deported? No, you can't do that. Procedures to start, it's the same thing. Like the requirements to join the military is just the same. Somebody else also asked about how can I get a green card. So for the green card, if your parents are US citizens or guardians and you're not a US citizen, or somebody who's living in the US, then, and you're below 21 years old, your parents could do, you could file for you. That's what my parents did. I didn't know until I started actually doing the videos, and I was like, yeah, is that how we actually got the green card? Because I was so naive on everything. I didn't know. Because my brother would tell us, do this tomorrow, go to the embassy tomorrow, go do this tomorrow. That's how we found ourselves in the US. Or until I started doing the videos and people started asking me, like, how did you come to the US? I had to actually do my diligence, and actually asked my brother and all stuff like that, and my mom, and she was like, yeah, that's how you guys came to the US. But yeah, so to get a green card, either your parents could file for you, or your spouse, if they're here, the US citizens or permanent residents. Something else to get the green card is doing the DV lottery. If you play the DV lottery every October, it's open every October, then you can actually, yeah, if you are a man or a woman of luck and you win that, then that's good for you. You can come here and join the military as soon as possible so that you don't have to deal with people's stress on hosting you. That's a nice way to start your life here. Actually, get citizenship as soon as you join. In training, you get your citizenship there. So you'll be way 10 years, you know, in front of everybody that came about the same time as you. Um, Requirements of the Marines are the same as requirements of any other US military. What if you've done criminology? So if you've done criminology in your country or here, then you can join as an officer here if you have your degree from here. If you've done criminology in the other country, I think they'll just check on your grades to see if they qualify for the US, standards. But somebody also asked me something. There's so many questions. I think I should bring somebody here and then we can talk about how, the questions they get asked, share ideas here. I have someone that I know that I can bring here, and then we can talk about this and they will share their life in the Navy, the questions they get also, so that we can diversify on this. It doesn't have to just be me, and we can get experiences from other people. What's a KCSE grade? Like I mentioned, it has to be converted to the US military, the US standards of education. This is one of the question, and it's the last question that I will answer. It's one of the questions that most people ask. Like, what's the salary? First of all, nobody will come and talk about their salaries here, but you can do your diligence and go do search on Google and see how much you're getting paid. So we have many different ranks in the Navy. We have for enlisted, we have E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, E6, E7, E8, E9, up to E9. And for E9 is a kind of such if something. So they all have different pays. Let's say, for example, I'm an E4. That's my rank right now. I'm an E4. I don't have dependents. I'm not married. My pay would be different from another E4 that we've been in the same time, but he has kids or she has kids, family or dependents that, depend on them. So that's the difference. We all get paid differently in the Navy. Even if we are of the same rank, we get paid differently. So an E1 is getting paid different from an E2. An E2 is getting paid different from an E3. The more you rank, the higher you rank, the more you get paid. Like if you have dependents, the more you get paid, or stuff like that. Officers get paid better than enlisted, of course, but an officer who's an O1 is getting paid different from an officer who's an O10 or who's an O2, O3, O4, O5, O6. Depends with the rank. You can go to the military chat and see how we are getting paid. We also get, like for example, let's say for example, an E4 like me who has BAH, who has BAS is getting paid different from a person who is living in the barracks, who is now having BAS, who's not having BH. So it all depends on so many factors, and our ranks are not the same. Our pays are not the same. That's something I can guarantee you. Ranks are not the same, and pays are not the same. So I hope you guys really learned something from this, and I tried as much to help you guys. And I want to say something. If you are from another country, a military from another country, that doesn't mean that when you come here, you are automatically, if you don't qualify, if you don't meet the qualifications, then you will join the military here. No, you will not. You have to use the same criteria that we use, the same qualification. A US citizen or a permanent resident. You come here from any other superior military, and you think that because you've served there for 20 years, for 30 years, for 10 years, then when you come here, you'll be able to join the military because you ever done another military. No, you have to meet the requirements. The requirements have to be met. Those two requirements are the most important requirements. Any other requirements, we will talk about that. You will talk about that with your recruiter. So yeah, whether you are military from another country or have ever served another military, that doesn't qualify you from joining the US military, unfortunately. So I hope you guys have gotten something from this. I hope I have answered most of your questions. And if I haven't, if you think that you have a question that you want me to tackle, you can ask me and I will be able to get back to you. You can text me on my Instagram and I'll be able to get back to you for sure if your question is, makes sense. But some of the questions don't make any sense. They don't make any sense, and some people are just not serious with what they're doing in their lives. And I try as much to answer on my Instagram, and most of these questions I've gotten them from my Instagram and TikTok, because I have some viral videos. You will see them here. I'll make sure to show you. And with that being said, I hope you guys have gotten something from this. I hope to see you in my next video next Monday. And do not forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, and turn on the notification bell so that every time I post, you guys will be able to see what I've posted. Bye, guys. I'll see you in the next.